I hope you guys have prepared yourselves because you are about to see the most beautiful art you have ever laid your corneas on. And I hope that you're ready to take notes because I'm going to do one of these draw my life videos. As you can see, I've opened up a beautiful canvas on paint. So you know it's going to be top tier. And to the substitute in high school who told me that I would never amount to anything in life, I don't hear you talking, I don't hear you chirping anymore. But if you are watching, go ahead and please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. So today I'm going to go ahead and do a draw my life video. I want to teach you guys more and more about me, show you guys more about where I come from, give you a little bit of history onto the Chancho lore. I know we're all invested into the Chancho lore. And before we get started, thank you guys so much for 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. Can I get a clap? So we're going to go ahead and get started with from the very beginning. I'm not going to disclose the year because I know a lot of you guys are trying to, you know, acting a little fed right now. I don't like that. So my name is, this is my real name. It's not spelled E-I-G-O. I don't know how people get this. I mean, come on guys, like San Diego, come on. It's not that hard. So I was born in the great country of Mexico. This is what it looks like. Of course, Texas is here above it. Like this. SPI party. And yeah, from there, I didn't really spend too much time in Mexico, but I'm from the north part of Mexico, right here, the border, a town called Reynosa. Don't try and go there now, because you'll probably get shot. But yeah, I wouldn't really recommend a visit to the old homeland because I don't think it's gonna go too good for you guys. Let me just X that out. After that, my dad unfortunately had an accident in the US, a work accident, which made us all move over to the great US. Something like this, right? Something like that. I mean, something like that. And yeah, so this is Texas, this is Florida, this is California, and this is like the New York area. So, I mean, like I said, guys, take notes because this is some beautiful art. So yeah, we moved from Mexico over to Texas. Actually, before that, we went to Arkansas. Shout out to Austin Reeves from the Lakers. And then, yeah, around the early 2000s, dropping a date, around the early 2000s, we ended up going to Texas, which looks like this. Oh my gosh. Hey, this is what Texas looks like. So, how does Texas look? Let's try that again. All right.
Oh, brother, this guy
So
stinks!
we first started off in Houston, which is around here, and then we ended up moving further south to South Texas. Now I know what you guys are thinking, and no, I'm not talking about Corpus Christi. Rest in peace, Selena. I'm not talking about San Antonio. Go Spurs, go. I'm talking about further south, right near the border, right near where you can literally, it's called the, I'll write this for you guys here, RGV 956. So this is the south part of Texas, which kind of looks like this. Okay. This is, let me give you guys a little heads up. This is like SPI, and this is where, we call it the valley. So down there, it's the land of the free. It's $6 taco combos. But more importantly, guys, I know a lot of you lately have been super into an artist known as Peso Pluma. Now, he is what we traditionally call a Takuache. Oops, that's not it. Now, a Takuache literally translates over into a possum, but he's not really a possum. It's just what we call the style, and I'm probably going to show you guys a picture of what one looks like right now. So since a lot of ladies out there have been super into his style, Peso Pluma style, where he has the kind of like hair like this and shaved on the sides. If you go down to the RGV, you're going to go ahead and find yourself a Peso Pluma at your local Walgreens, maybe your local Walmart. They're just everywhere. So after we moved down to South Texas, the RGV, so I did my entire education all in the US here. I didn't go to school in the old homeland. Starting off in elementary, I thought that everybody that was here in the US, for some reason in my brain, I thought was born in Mexico because I was born in Mexico. And so when I first found out that people were actually born in the US, I remember it like actually just blowing my mind. I was like, wait, you're not from Mexico? And they're like, no, I was born here, bro. Oh, Austin all the way. And I was like, what the? I thought everybody was born in Mexico. I was mistaken. But yeah, after elementary goes, you know, I'm a pretty... I was the fastest kid in class, and back then if you were the fastest kid in class, you were the coolest kid in class. Then we move on to middle school. I ended up going to this middle school called Austin, and yeah, I was kind of a nerdy guy. I was in band. I played the trombone. I can still read music to this day, but if you were to hand me a trombone, I might just freak out because I don't remember how to play it anymore. This is supposed to be a trombone. It does not look like one. I don't even know what that is. So yeah, I played the trombone in middle school. I didn't continue it to high school, apparently, unfortunately, because my high school didn't really have a band. But high school is where things really start, you know, my life really starts taking shape. During this time, my brother is becoming a nurse. And when my brother was telling me about his medical school experiences and everything, it was then that I realized that I wanted nothing to do with the medical field, because any talk about blood or veins or just anything body related, that's a no for me. I get queasy really easily, and I vomit like this, like bleh, right? I can't talk about blood. I can't talk about any of that stuff. So don't ever mention blood to me, or else I'm gonna block you. But yeah, I ended up going from middle school, Austin Middle School. I ended up going to this nerd school, what people thought was their nerd school, called Beta. And a lot of people thought it was the place where all the smart people went, and that's what I thought, which is why I wanted to go there. But it turns out that there was pregnant girls at every corner. There was ratchet people all over the city, Takuaches crawling and snickering around the hallways. But in high school, I thought that I wanted to become a graphic designer and work in Photoshop. In fact, when I was working in Photoshop in high school, I was like, oh yeah, I can really see myself doing this. The only reason I didn't pursue it is because I just didn't think I was gonna make money in it. But yeah, I learned Photoshop in high school, got pretty good at it, made a couple bucks on the side doing flyers and stuff for people. And back then, a couple bucks was a lot of money because I was poor. So yeah, moving on from high school. In high school, I was kind of like, because this is a weird high school. It's not your traditional high school with like jocks and all that stuff. I don't know. I would say kind of popular for being a clown. I would do like a lot of clown behavior in high school. Some people didn't like me. Like the substitute that I told you about that told me I was never gonna amount to anything in life. High school was fun. Had a lot of good times there. Made a lot of friends that I still talk to these days. We all pursued different careers, so life just happens and you kind of drift away slowly. I'm not one of those guys that peaked in high school. I was really skinny and kind of weird looking in high school. I had like glasses, and I mean my glasses were always taped up because I was poor, so I always had tape on here. I didn't have the loops, but I was very nerdy. If you knew me in high school, you know what I'm talking about. I probably weighed like 82 pounds throughout its entirety. But I did experience a growth spurt in high school. I was like, coming into high school, I was probably like, I don't know, like 4'11" or something. And then by my senior year, I grew to 6 feet, which, yeah, I would definitely say is good, because there's not a lot of tall Mexicans out there, guys. All the Mexicans out there look like Peso Pluma. They're probably like 5'3.5". So it feels good to be kind of tall within the Mexican community. We don't really grow that big. I don't know if it's genes or what, but we don't really grow that large in the Mexican community. During high school, I kind of decided that I wanted to pursue civil engineering. A lot of people always ask me, like, why did I do civil? I don't even know. I always wanted to do something, like one of my goals and things that I would tell to my friends in high school is that one day I want to design a bridge that I could tell people like, hey, I did this bridge, I don't know, it's pretty cool to do something that people use, like especially big structures like that. when you start college, you think you're happy because, you have your whole life ahead of you. But then one semester in, depression starts kicking in, and the reality that, life is life. I was one of those broke college students. I had like $3 to my name at any given moment, but it was only because my mom used to give it to me to buy Chick-fil-A. So at my school, the only thing that we had to eat on campus was Chick-fil-A. So so I would always eat Chick-fil-A, and the freshman 15 actually turned into like the freshman 40 for me. So I got like round. I was still skinny everywhere else, but I was getting round around the belly. And then the year is 2015, right? Now things are about to take a turn because a significant moment in my life happens. I started working at Golden Corral. Now, if you guys know me personally, you know that I have a bittersweet relationship with this chain, particularly because working there is just horrible. I mean, I got hooked up by one of my friends, so I'm not going to complain. And it was a great opportunity because I had no experience. What am I writing here? I had no experience working anywhere. And one of my friends hooked me up with a job here. And so I took the job, and I was like, oh heck yeah, I'm about to make some server money. Guys, make sure to tip your servers at Golden Corral because they put up with a lot. But anyways, one of the worst things that ever happened to me is I was working on a Sunday, and Sundays at Golden Corral are really, really busy. And a lady walks in. How do I say this nicely? She was large. Which is okay, whatever. She was large, but she was also ratchet and gross. And by that I mean like she walked in with like nasty looking flip-flops, crusty looking everything, ashy elbows, just kind of ratchet, tattoos, stinky, probably hadn't showered in 4 weeks. And she walks in and, chimuela, no teeth. And she walks in kind of with an attitude already. She goes to sit down at one of my tables like this. And she's wearing a spaghetti strap. So to make matters worse, she's wearing a spaghetti strap. And I'm looking at her from behind as I'm walking to her. So this is what she looks like from behind. And then she raises up her hand like this, right? She raises up her hand like this. And I'm like, oh, she probably needs a refill or something. So I approach her. And as I get closer, I realize that she wasn't actually calling for me to ask for something, but she was applying deodorant, which was really nasty. Because I don't know, it was just nasty. I didn't ask for this, but it's something that I had to deal with. And on top of that, after she left, it turns out because she had a baby too. I don't know if she changed the baby on the table, but after she left, there was a dirty diaper on the bottom of the table. And that's something that I had to deal with. I was working there for a long time, actually, probably for like 4 years ish. So shout out GC for giving me my first work opportunity, but no shout out to the customers because GC customers are the worst. So yeah, the entire time during college, I'm working at this place during the weekends so I can have money to buy more Chick-fil-A and feed my addiction. So I'm still at UTRGV. I don't even know if I mentioned that I was at UTRGV, but that's the university that I went to. So yeah, I graduated with my BS. Graduated with my BS in civil. And then, during this time, of course, my college was down in South Texas, like this. It was here. But 2016 was an even bigger year for me. Because during 2016, I got my first car. Now, there are like a lot of significant moments in a man's life, but getting a car is one of the first ones, which was a Scion TC. Got it off the lot, brand new. Now, because I got my first car, it led me into like a delusional self-confidence. I was like, oh heck yeah, I'm tall. I started developing facial hair. My glasses are no longer taped up. I have a car. I'm a total catch. I have a beard. You know, like my facial hair is finally starting to come in, even though it was like pretty peachy. This led me to have confidence into talking to, I'm not gonna disclose her name because safety reasons, but let's call her Ashley. You know, I thought I was a catch. I was like, hey, I have delusional confidence. I'm funny. I can make people laugh, including my mom. I finally have enough confidence to talk to her. So I shoot her a text. Actually, no, it was on Snapchat. And I'm like, hey, I like your Nikes. And bam, the rest is history. I asked her for her number. We went on our first date. It was magical. It was sparks. There's nothing more romantic than when your first date is going to go see The Conjuring. So we went to the movies. And I'm going to go ahead and pretend like this is The Nun or whatever. How does a nun look? Like this? Oh, remember she's in the painting in this movie. So we're at the movies. Conjuring 2. And at this moment, I almost kind of knew it was love, but she rejected me when I asked her to go eat after we watched the movie, so it was kind of sad. But I knew I had her on the palm of my hands because, I mean, come on, car, beard. Can you say no? 6 feet tall? Like I said, everybody in the valley is 5'3.5". So I was a winner when we started dating in 2016, and we got married in 2019, and then we had our pooch in 2021. Now our pooch is what I like to call my son, whose name will not be disclosed for safety reasons. This is him. Yeah. The most significant things obviously that happened between this time period is I graduated college, I got married, and now I'm a dad, which is insane to think about because who would have thought that a little kid from Mexico, born on the streets, had to eat trash to survive, lived off scraps, was told by a high school substitute that he would never amount to anything in life, would end up, you know, living in Central Texas because that's where we reside now. I'm not going to drop the location, but let's just call it Austin. I'm just glad that it all turned around in 2016 when I started dating, again, Ashley. That's what we're going to call her for the purpose of this video. It leads us to where we are now, like I said, and that is ATX is where we reside. Not unfortunately because of the location, but unfortunately because it is just so darn expensive to live here. Elon Musk, whatever you're doing, can you please take a break and like go somewhere else? This is me asking you to leave, please. Okay? How did I forget? YouTube. Ever since I was in probably like high school, I thought that I wanted to do YouTube, but I never actually got around to it. And one day I was just like, hey, I'm gonna do it. Because a lot of people tend to say like, oh, I want to do YouTube, I want to do YouTube, I want to do YouTube, but then they never actually do anything about it. I finally did it, and that's me continuing it now. And I want to thank you guys again for giving me 2K subscribers because that is insane, and I never thought I was gonna get there. Other than that, those are basically all the big life events that happened. A lot of moving, but within the Lone Star State, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you, Davy Crockett. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Another crazy thing that I had forgotten to mention about my university called UT. Wow, I just completely misspelled that. But another thing that I spelled it right. Another thing that I forgot to mention about UTRGV is that in the hallways and in the trails, like the sidewalks around the school, you will literally randomly see takuaches or possums just scurrying around and acting like as if they're late for Spanish. So yeah, you could literally just be walking like minding your own business like this, and then all of a sudden you'll see a possum just, you know, on his way to like Chem 1301 with his kids like strapped to his back. That's how they carry their babies, just carried on their back. So not only do we have takuaches, like the style, like Edgars, that's what we call them, Edgars, but we also have literal takuaches roaming around roaming around the streets, roaming around the sidewalks, even in the buildings, and people don't even pay attention to them because it's like they're enrolled honorary students at the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. That's one thing I had forgotten to mention. Just want to throw that in there.